Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome. It's Friday. Okay, it is Venus Day. We like that. All right, so it's Friday, and welcome to the the Channel Wisdom Circle, channeling the Cosmic Collective Consciousness. We just wanted to jump right to the Cosmic Collective Consciousness. You see that? Well, speaking of the Cosmic Collective Consciousness, they have already given me their topic for today and what we're going to talk about. So the topic today is how you are blocking your own manifestations. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, we're about to just flow. Okay, so manifestations, let's talk about that because a lot of you are manifesting like crazy. We all love, especially in the spiritual world, we all love the word manifestation. We all love the idea that we can manifest our lives, which is very true. We can, all of that is true. However, a lot of times when you're manifesting, you're not seeing the results that you want to see. And there are many, many reasons for that. So, one of the reasons that they want to talk about it first is your thoughts. Okay, a lot of times when you're manifesting something, you may be taking the actions that are necessary for that manifestation, because there's always physical action in the real world that's necessary in order to facilitate and allow that manifestation to come to fruition. But you're also uh, in the back of your mind doubting yourself. You're also in the back of your mind uh, not sure if this is actually going to work. Okay, know that when you are doubting yourself, when you have insecurities about whatever it is that you want to manifest, especially if you have unworthiness for that, there's a lot of things we're going to talk about today. But when you have those things going on in the back of your mind, consciously or subconsciously, and we're going to talk about that too, because a lot of times it's subconscious. Okay, but many of you are aware, especially if you've been tuning in and if you've been doing what we've been talking about, right? Doing the actual work and not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. Then you are in tune with yourself and you are aware when you have these subtle disbeliefs going on in the background. Okay, and those disbeliefs can be in many very various forms. Some of those disbeliefs are, like I said, not believing that it's actually going to manifest. Not believing in your power is the biggest. Okay. This is why I'm always, and this is why one of the focuses of Mystic Temple is to put you back into your power. Because when you don't recognize your power, when you don't remember, again, it's all ascension is all about remembrance. When you don't remember how powerful you are, then you're in a state of powerlessness. And how can you manifest anything when you're in a state of powerlessness? And some of you are even master manifestors naturally, but you're still not getting results because you don't believe in your power. So you can have all the power in the world. Let me say this very clearly. You can have all the power in the world, but if you don't recognize the power and understand the power and use the power, then it's pointless. Then you don't have the power. You can have it, but it's not actualized and it's not realized because you're not actualizing it and realizing it. So I'm going to give you just an analogy really quick about horses, right? Horses are very, very powerful animals. They're extremely powerful. If a horse understood its power, it would never be tamed. Hold on. Message. If a horse understood its power, it would never be tamed. It doesn't understand its power, right? Because it doesn't, well, one, it doesn't have the wherewithal to fully understand. But if it understood its power, it would never be tamed. It would never let somebody get on its back and be riding it. It would never be plowing fields. It wouldn't do that because it would understand its power. Because all it has to do is literally do a back kick and the humans go flying, okay? So my point is, that was just a funny analogy, but my point is, if you don't know your power, then you're easily tamed. And that's exactly why Mystic Temple is here to show you your power. Because the book of Rashida states in the first passage, we are not here to, I'm going to use the word tame. It doesn't say tame, but it says we are not here I forgot the actual phrase actually, but something to the effect of, we're not here to change you, to enroll you. That's what it says. And I'm going to use the word tame since I just used that here. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to actually liberate you into your own power, not to make you pray to someone or something, right? To recognize your own power within. That's what Mystic Temple is about. And so that's the importance of it, because as long as you don't recognize your power, as long as you hide away from your power, then the more easily you are tamed and controlled and programmed. Okay. And so our process and our goal is to deprogram you. So if you don't understand your power, back to manifestation, if you don't understand your power, then you can light all the candles you want. You can call upon all the deities you want. You can you can do all the rituals, all the affirmations, all the whatever you want. Okay, all the visualizations you want, and you're still not going to get the results that you want. Okay, you can get some results. Okay, you can get some results, but I'm talking the actual results that you want and the powerful results that you want. There's levels to this. I always tell people there's no limits to this, but there are levels to this. Okay, so if you are manifesting and you get a little bit of results here and there, but it doesn't always work, then there's something missing. There's something missing, and that something missing is something that you need to dissect within yourself and within your field, because all of that dictates how easily something comes to you, how easily your reality bends to your will, because we have the ability to bend our reality to our will. So another thing that they want to talk about is is understanding your thoughts. There's giving me several things right now, so I'm trying to choose one, and this is actually the point. Giving understanding your thoughts when they're confused. Choose that one. You need to, if you are manifesting something, especially an outcome of something, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're manifesting something and in here you are not sure what you actually want, you're creating confusion, and that creates resistance in the field. Know that. If you are not if you are not being clear with yourself and making a firm decision on what it is you want, then what signals you're sending to the universe, because remember, our thoughts, our feelings, all of that stuff goes into our aura and then permeates into the field, into the quantum field, okay, and into the universe. So if you are not sure what you want, you're saying this, and these two things may be in opposite directions. These two things may require something completely different. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do this, but I'm also okay with this, and and they're in two different directions, right? If they're in the same direction and it's like very clear, it's just like one tiny little detail that might be different, that's different. But what I'm talking about is two different things or multiple different things, or just lack of clarity to begin with. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to read that passage that you put up. Okay, this is what it says in the book of Rashida. Some seek to change you or to enroll you. I have come to ignite the true essence of you, devoid of the propensity for disharmony. You to free your souls and allow the connection. Yeah, and allow the connection to the light which has been forgotten. Yes. So that is what it says, and that is exactly what we're all about. But if you are confused, okay, about the direction that you want to go, then you're sending the universe mixed signals. And it also the signal also gets dispersed. So the more you focus your signal on one thing, the stronger that signal gets, the more force is behind that signal, the more momentum that's behind that signal. And therefore, that is full attention towards that thing, and your ability to manifest that thing becomes stronger and stronger. Okay, there are many, many ways to manifest, but one of the ways is so a lot of people, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit. A lot of people uh, focus on the average everyday stuff that people use to techniques that people use to manifest, affirmations, visualizations. Those work. However, that's not the strongest way to manifest. Okay, it's not the strongest way. You should include those in manifestations, but I'll explain why. Let's talk about affirmations for a second. So you guys know I'm a hypnotist, and so various studies in the subconscious mind and how things work. So in order for an affirmation to actually start working in your field, it needs to reach your subconscious. And it takes 108 times for you to say an affirmation before it hits your subconscious once. Okay. And in order for things to stick in your subconscious, there needs to be repetition. So if you are saying a affirmation 5 times and then going about your day, that's not reaching your subconscious. It's not at all. It's not reaching your subconscious. And if you do that just once, then nothing's really going to happen. Nothing's really going to happen. And also, another reason why affirmations often are not enough is because if your subconscious doesn't believe it and your conscious mind doesn't believe it, okay? Either one of those. Let's talk about your conscious mind. If your conscious mind doesn't believe that affirmation that you're stating, then it's going to reject it and it's not going to allow it to seep in anyway. And so therefore you're canceling it out. So if you're saying, you know, I'm an abundant person, right? Or I abundance flows to me freely. That's a popular one. So if you're saying that, but deep down you don't really believe that, because your reality is showing you something different. So in the back of your mind, you're rejecting that as soon as you state it. You're canceling it out. It's not really going into the field. It's not doing anything. And this is why affirmations are not usually enough, because you have to get it into your subconscious and you have to get it into your field. Okay. And the best ways to do that is through energy, through through energy work and through inner work to make sure that you are fully aligned with that manifestation. So in Mystic University, I do have a class called the Formula for Manifestation. So if you go to mysticuniversity.net and see that, there's you can take that class there. It's powerful and amazing, and it'll give you the whole formula for manifestation itself, and explains all the stuff that we're talking about actually right now in way more detail. But you have to be fully aligned. And I see it all the time with people, and I've done it myself. I've seen it myself where I'm manifesting something and I'm like, why isn't it manifesting? Most of the time when I manifest things now, pretty much all the time now when I manifest, it works. But if there's something that is not happening, then I know that there's something blocking it. So then I go within myself, because that something is usually you. So I go within myself and say, okay, what part of me is not aligned here with this? And as soon as I align it, boom, everything starts to flow. Everything starts to flow. So it's important that you make sure that when you are manifesting something, that you are positive with what you want. You are sure what you want. Another thing they want to talk about, sorry, it's coming through very fast, so I'm talking fast. Another thing that they want to talk about is the in terms of the choices and making sure that you're sure of something. If you are not fully on board with everything that comes with that, I'll give you an example. If you want uh I don't know, set amount of money, or you want this career, whatever it is, but you want the end result of what that is, but you don't want the work that comes with it. You don't want the some of the negative aspects of what come with that, because everything has pros and cons, right? So yes, you get that, but then you're going to have to deal with this. Yes, you get that, but then you're going to have to deal with that. Yes, you can get there, but then you're going to have to go through this whole entire process to get there. And you want the end result, but you don't want the journey. Or you want the end result, but you don't want what comes with the end result. You're creating resistance in the field. You're creating rejection. And so a lot of people do this, especially when, say, you're manifesting clients for your business, whatever it is, and you want to manifest the clients, but you also have some fear about, oh no, I don't want the wrong clients. Oh no, I don't want this. I don't want that. So you create all these caveats and stuff like that. You're creating resistance. It's okay to say bring aligned clients. We don't need to infuse fear into into the manifestation, right? So if you are infusing fear into your manifestation, you're also creating resistance in the field. And with resistance, then you're going to get either no results or shoddy results. And that's what happens. So why this is important today and why they want to talk about this today is because your manifestations are important, and because you have the ability to create the reality that you want to create. And remember, we said the other day that your dreams are spiritually necessary. Your goals are spiritually necessary. You have those goals, you have those dreams for a reason, and they're part of your path. So manifestation is a big part of that. I always tell people every problem is an opportunity for a manifestation. You should be manifesting all the time. And you don't have to wait until you have some like big thing. It could be tiny little things. Anytime you find yourself complaining about something, that's an opportunity for a manifestation. Anytime you find yourself wishing that something was slightly different than it is, that's a time for manifestation. The more you manifest, the stronger you get in your manifestations. If you wait until you have these big, horrible problems, then then by the time that happens, you're not ready to meet that problem with a really powerful manifestation because you haven't been practicing and you haven't been exercising your power and your gifts. So it's important that you exercise. It's like working a muscle. It's like working a muscle. And I will say this with regards to manifestation techniques. So there is a way for your so let me backtrack. With manifestation, there's many techniques out there. Many techniques out there. And I don't talk about this very often. I probably should talk about it more, but I have a rare ability to be able to communicate directly with people's souls. So I can, and takes me 2 seconds. I can just tap in, and next thing you know, I'm having an entire conversation with your soul, not your spirit, but your actual soul itself. And so I communicate with people's souls, and I have something called the Soul's Manifestation Blueprint. How I discovered that is, and you can if you're interested in it, you can get that there on the website monicabay.com, and if you look at the drop down menu, you can find the manifestation blueprint and find out all about it. But how I discovered this blueprint, first of all, let me explain what the blueprint is. The blueprint is your soul's way of manifesting. Your soul has a way of manifesting that is unique to you and only you. So every time I give someone their soul's manifestation blueprint, and I have several students in here that can attest to that right now in this chat, every time I give someone their soul's manifestation blueprint, it is powerful. It is not only easy for you to do, it's powerful, and it's also tapped into your. It's also faster. It's also faster, but it's tapped into your soul's blueprint. It's tapped into your soul's energy signature. So I receive that from your soul itself, and then I give that to you. That is your number one way of manifesting. So all the other tools out there that people give you, they're formulaic and they're one size fits all, and you are not one size fits all. So when it comes to really leveling up your manifestations, that's what you really want to be doing. What's unique to you, not someone else's program. So when people try other people's manifestation programs, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Why? Because it's not tapping into your personal way of manifesting. And so when the soul shows me that, it shows me the whole method and everything. And whenever I show the person, okay, this is what your soul told me to do, showed me that you need to do, and then I have them do it immediately to practice, and they're like, oh my god, that felt so powerful and it was so easy. And it takes like 2 seconds maybe 3 seconds to do the manifestation. No tools, no candles, no deities, nothing. It's just you and your power, and that shows people their power. So again, the power of manifestation and the power of being able to manifest is really tapping in and using. Know that you're a unique individual, and so what works for someone else may not work for you. But at the end of the day, you should be manifesting, and you should be manifesting every day. Why? Because there's always something that you could be manifesting, always, even if it's something small. And again, the practice is what really starts to make you very powerful in manifestation. So let's backtrack and talk again about, because I want to talk more about the confusion. A lot of people are very confused about what they want. So before you manifest something, you need to be clear. You need to write an intention statement, and all parts of you need to be down with that manifestation, with that intention statement. All of you, all parts of you, your mind, your spirit, and you need to say that statement out loud and see what that feels like inside. Is there any part of you that's rejecting that? Is there any part of you that immediately is like, that's not going to happen, or yeah, but that tells you got to do some work before you even do the manifestation. Because what'll happen is, like I said, you'll either get no results or you'll get shoddy results. The shoddy results could be like, this is where you wanted to go, you got here, or this is where you wanted to go and you got actually here. a slight variance, but that variance makes a difference. And sometimes it's like a gotcha. It's like, oh, I manifested this. Oops, didn't think of that possibility. That happens a lot too, where you manifest something and you get what you asked for, but it came in a completely different way that you didn't actually want. So you have to be clear, and you have to be on board. All parts of you needs to be on board. Hypnosis works as well for that. If there's things in your subconscious mind, there's traumas and stuff, there's mindsets that need to be changed. Hypnosis works for that. Shamanic journeying works for that. I love shamanic journeying. It is like so powerful. But shamanic journeying works for that. Meditation works for that, depending on how deep it is. Definitely, hypnosis and shamanic journeying are a lot deeper than changes that can happen during meditation. So just remember that. But meditation you can do a lot through meditation, a lot. But when the things are really, really deeply rooted and they're very stubborn, a lot of times the shamanic journeying and hypnosis will do the trick. So either way, you have to get rid of the things that are stopping you. So as you are working on your dreams, as you are focused, all of you have some dreams and some goals, whatever they are, and they're personal to you. They're important. Okay. Doesn't matter if they're important to other people, they're important to you, therefore they are important. Therefore, they are important enough for you to put the work in to get it. And the thing is, when I say put the work in, it doesn't even have to be a lot of work. It really doesn't. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, so much work. It's literally all you have to do is do the process, whatever process works for you, and make sure all of you is in alignment. Now that part may be some work. That part may be some work, but the manifestation itself doesn't actually take time, and you have to make sure that you're taking action with your manifestations too. Don't just light a candle, do energy work, whatever you're doing, whatever your process is. Don't just do that and then just expect things to fall from the sky, because know that the energy has to flow through something. It has to flow through opportunities. It has to flow through people. It has to flow to you through things in this physical realm. So if you are closed off from opportunities, if you are closing yourself off from opportunities because you're pushing people away, you're pushing things away, you're building walls, then you're also creating resistance in the field and creating really no pathway at all for it to flow to you. I have many people, I've known many people who are like manifesting love, right? I want my soulmate, I want this, I want that, but they don't go out and I'm like, your love is not going to just randomly knock on your door if you're staying home all the time. And also, if you're trying to find a new job or some wonderful opportunity or something, that's also not going to just come and knock on your door. Like, you have to understand that you're in a physical realm, whether this world is illusionary or not. We still are in it, and we are meant to be in it. So we are in this illusionary world. Okay, we are in this. We have things have to flow through other things to get to you. But if you're cutting off all pathways, then how's anything going to flow to you? And then you're going to get mad at the manifestation, or say manifestation doesn't work, or sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If you are a person that finds that a lot of times it doesn't work for you, or even 60% of the time, I'm sorry, even if 40% of the time it doesn't work, that's too much of it not working. You can get manifestations to work 100% of the time. Again, if you focus on these things that I'm telling you today, if you make sure that all of you is aligned, therefore you are not creating resistance in the field, you're using your power, you're practicing, you're making sure that you're at your highest level of power in the moment, because there is no highest level. Know that we are limitless beings, so our power is limitless. But we meet our power in the moment with where we are on our journey, right? So that's why I say your highest level of power in the moment. Okay, and as you grow, that highest level of power in the moment increases to new levels and to new levels and to new levels. Yes, okay. Alita said open channels for prosperity to flow. Absolutely. Absolutely. So make sure your channels are open. I want you to ask yourself right now, whatever it is, I want you to find one thing that you are looking to manifest, or that you have been manifesting, that may not be coming fast enough, may not be coming the way that you want it, may not be coming. Sorry, backtrack. They give me all these. Sorry. All right. Anyway, I'm flowing. So may not come the way you want it. Side note, everything does not know that sometimes what also can create resistance in the field is when you want something to happen, but you are dead set on it happening this exact way. The end result can still happen, but you're focused on only this pathway to that end result. Know that there are many pathways to every end result. And so if you are too stringent on the pathway, and that's not the path of least resistance, because energy does flow through the path of least resistance, you're creating more resistance in the field. Okay. They said, we understand. Cosmic Collective Consciousness wants to let us know. I know they listen, when I channel, they're like, they load me with tons of information. I'm trying to get it out fast. That's why I tend to speak fast. And then they go off on tangents. And I'm like, come on, man, like, let's keep this streamlined. But whatever. So yes, but know that if you're not allowing the all the opportunities to come to you the way that it needs to come to you, you also create resistance in the field. So it's important that you're also open for the how. Now, I understand steering the how a little bit. Like, I would like this to come, I'm doing this, I'm manifesting something. I would like it to come through my business somehow, right? But not so specific on it. This needs to happen, then this, then this, then this, and this. And that's how that happens. You're creating resistance in the field. Your manifestation is going to be slower if it even happens. Okay. If you allow the energy to choose the path, allow the universe, allow your spirit. Remember, everything is already you. Everything is really you. If you allow the energy to choose its own path, because it will follow the path of least resistance, you will also get faster results because there's less resistance, right? So whatever pathway that needs to come. But back to what we were saying, now they're bringing me back. So I want you to think of that one thing that you are manifesting that may not be coming to fruition. And whatever that one thing is, I want you to see how that feels inside of you when you think about it. When you imagine yourself in that mode, what are the thoughts that go through your mind? Your thoughts are very, very powerful with your manifestations. How does that feel inside? Are there any parts of you? You can do a body scan. Are there any parts of you that reject this? And hypnosis is also a really good way to discover that as well. I don't think I have any free hypnosis. I don't think I have anything on that particular thing. But you guys can always book a hypnosis appointment with me if you want. But hypnosis is a great way to dive in, even if you're not consciously aware of something. Through hypnosis, we can bring that conscious, that whatever is going on subconsciously can be shown to you and can be brought to the surface, so that you are aware of what those fears are, what that blockages are, and what that resistance is. Because remember, the resistance in the field will either slow down your manifestation, skew your manifestation, or stop the manifestation. Okay, so we want full flow. One of the things that you can do energetically is make sure that you continuously open your aura. That can be something for a morning that you can add to your morning routine. Just focus on your aura and continuously open it and expand it. And focus on being open to all prosperity, all things, whatever it is that you want to be open to, but just open to everything that is for you. Just open and just allow your energy to expand. Because the reason why this is a good practice to do on a daily basis is because a lot of times as we go through life, things happen. People do what people, right? Lives. And then you start to close down. You start to close your field. And your field ends up like this. That's also creates resistance in the field. Okay. Your field needs to be open. Okay. That's fearlessness. That is standing in your power. That is self-trust. That is all of those things. All right. So again, focus on your manifestations. Your goals, your dreams are spiritually necessary. Do them. Make sure that you are not causing resistance in the field. Make sure that you are fully aligned with what it is you want, and you will get those results much faster, much more powerfully, and much more accurately. All right. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I will see. Oh, yeah. So wait, we have a couple things to announce before you go. I wanted to remind you guys that we have on Sunday, we have the divinity session, the live divinity session on Sunday, which we go through a passage of the book of Rashida and dive into all of that. And then we also have the LG talk coming up with Gordon. He's going to be, Gordon, he tells it how it is. So this is going to be definitely powerful. No fluff at all. So Tuesday, Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely tune in. We'll be live on Substack, Instagram, and YouTube for that. And what else? That's it. I think that's it. All right, guys. I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a wonderful day. Bye.